All right. Welcome back to Market Pulse for Frankston South. My name's Josh Merchant, proudly representing Merchant Realty. Hope you guys are having a great day. I'm going to bring you the latest for Frankston South. What's been happening in the market over the last 7 days? There's been a lot of activity. As I said in the previous one, there's going to be a lot of new properties coming up for sale. Still waiting to see a few more sales trickle through, but we're going to jump straight into this one. Who have you guys been tracking for the Australian Open? Would love to know your thoughts. Joker's still in it currently. I think he actually plays tonight against Alcaraz. I should know that, I'm Spanish. But we're going to jump straight into it, guys. 13 new properties came on the market with plenty of sales gearing up for that early year sale. They've discussed over the Christmas break. They've had the discussions with the family members. Are they downsizing? Are they upsizing? What are they doing? Lots of people are preparing their homes for sale. Our photographers and videographers are getting inundated with requests and their calendars are booking out fully. So it's great to see the market's got a lot of movement. There's a lot of activity. Now, of which those 13 properties that did come on, they range between 650,000 all the way up to 1.98 million. So basically 2 mil, of which you had 4 of those properties under $1 million. And then you had 9 from $1 million up to the $2 million range. So there's a lot of variety, a lot of mixture for any buyers that are looking to upsize, downsize, whatever it may be. There's a few units, beautifully stunning, even some new builds in there. So there's amazing properties. Check out realestate.com, jump on it. And then look, I'm going to touch on our open home activity over the weekend. I was back. My back is a little bit better, which is fantastic. We had 82 groups through our 6 open homes. So the market is moving. There's lots of activity. As I said, that's 13 groups. It's just over 13 groups per open home. So we're averaging that to start off the year with a bang, which is good. So what it means for you guys is genuine interest and strong activity across the market. So if you are looking to sell, it's a fantastic time. You're actually going to have a pool of motivated buyers. But if you are a buyer, it means get ready, do your due diligence, get your finance in order, and make sure when you're putting in offers, they're competitive. The good thing is, guys, I always say this to any buyer, if you are buying in an area and there's a lot of demand for that specific property, when you purchase it, 5, 10, 15 years later down the track, when you go to sell it, you're going to have the exact same problem, unless for some reason that market has just declined. But guys, we're in Frankston South. It's a beautiful area. A lot of owner occupiers are in there. People go and live there. They bring their family and they move into the area. It's not an investment suburb. So it's a fantastic area to be in. So there's lots of activity, which sets a good precedent that there's going to be a lot of sales trickling through in February, which is fabulous. Now, I'm going to go through the 4 sales that happened. You had 5 Thames Street, 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom set on 933 square meters of land. Very character charmed home, beachy feel, only a short walk to the beach as well. That was sold by another agency. 12 Abram Court, a 4-bed, 2-bath, standard size block, selling for $955. That was sold by Ash Martin. You had 2 at 76 Sycamore Road, a 2-bed, 1-bath, selling for $565. So that was a unit. And you had 6 at 18 Sanders Road, a 3-bed, 2-bath townhouse, selling for $695. So there's a lot of activity. Things are selling, as I said earlier. There's lots of activity between that 500 up to the 125. So there's a lot of buyers in that pool. It makes sense. It's happening across the board, across every single suburb. So it's not just Frankston South. You're not alone, but it is good to see buyers still paying for quality properties. Now we're going to jump into, give me this little breakdown, the current market conditions, guys. So you've got 84 properties for sale, of which 6 are under offer. So there's a lot out there. There's actually 78 homes still available for purchase. So guys, if you are looking, you're going to get into Frankston South, guys, it's a buyer's market. It's a perfect time to be buying. So jump in while prices are at this price point. The sold counter, we are at 8 for the year so far. So we had the 4 trickle through this week, but 2 of which were actually earlier on in January. So I'm going to keep track of that so that we can, at the end of the year, we can have a great discussion about where those sales were and where they landed. As you can see to my right, I've actually given you a bit of a breakdown as to where the properties are selling. So you can see there's a lot of activity between that 500 up to 125. Anything north of that is taking a lot longer to sell. There's no real surprise there. Cash rate, still the same, 435. Probably not going to talk about it next week because the RBA don't catch up until the Feb 17th or 18th as scheduled. Now, I'm going to go into something a little bit different. I actually wanted to jump in and talk about this, the median house price by bedroom. So specifically, I know some people were out there going, hey, Josh, can you give me a bit of a breakdown on, I own a property, it's a 3-bed, 2-bath. Can you just tell me what, you can go on realestate.com and find this information out, but it's just good to actually have that knowledge on hand. For a 2-bedroom, it's $830,000. A 3-bedroom, it's $975,000. 4-bedroom is $1.27 million. And for a 5-bedroom, you're going to be paying a median of $1.535 million. So there's a vast difference, of which the 4 and the 5-bedroom homes are taking a lot longer to sell. So, but like you see, when they do sell, they're selling for a premium dollar because buyers are moving in. Even seeing dual families, come together, mum and dad, older mum and dad coming together with the, kids in the, mid to late 40s, and, hosting their parents in the property. So that's the reason, a lot of people are pulling their resources together, which is great to see. The market is very active across all price points, but especially between that 800 up to that 125. There's no real surprise there. Now I'm going to go into some auction and buyer insights, give you a few little tips and tricks. So the auction clearance rate for Merchant Realty, we're 26 out of 27 over the last year. So we have a 96% strike rate at auction. When we go to auction, we sell. Now the market normally is hovering around 55 to 65%. What it means, auctions when done right can deliver results. Now, how it benefits you, if you're a seller, you're going to feel confident in this strategy. That's the reality. If you're going to go to auction and you want to make sure you're getting a result, getting an unconditional sale, if you've got a timeline you need to work towards, it's fantastic in that regard. If you're a buyer, it does mean, one, you got to get an auction ready. Frankston South is an auction market. There's a lot of auctions that do occur. And it's actually a fabulous thing because at the end of the day, if you're ready, properties are going to be selling that day majority of the time, especially if they're going with us. We've got 3 lined up in Frankston South for the 8th of Feb. I would assume that, all those 3, they're ready to sell. Owners have got clear motivation. So it is a great thing. And I always say to buyers, if you can be fully ready and you are there auction day and you're unconditional, guys, you're a great shot at it. Now, who's buying and selling? So we had 7, I went through over the last year of our sales, and I just wanted to give you a bit of an insight into who are selling. Are they owners? Are they investors? 70% of the properties that we sold last year were owner occupied and 30% were rentals, so investments. So reality was the market is seeing that shift that after the financial year came in last year, a lot of investors have started to offload. No real surprise there. This is the fun factor, and I've continued to say this over the last few months because I have noticed a trend. There's a lot of buyers, or a lot of the buyers that are walking through the homes, they are people who want to actually own that property, move their family in. So 90% of the properties that we sold, we actually sold to an owner. So a lot of people are buying in, and that's a good thing because people, when they buy into the market and they're an owner occupier, they're moving in, they're going to add capital improvements. They're going to do renovations to the home over time. They're going to hold it for longer. So the supply and demand, organically prices will come up, which is fabulous. And what does it mean? Frankston South has always been a community-driven area with buyers. Every time they actually purchase, they want to be there for as long as they can. So this reflects the long-term appeal of Frankston South. And just a fun fact on that one, 83% of properties in Frankston South are owner-occupied, and the rest are investments. So there's a big, big transition. There is more. There's actually, that was around the 80%. It's gone up to 83. For example, a market like Mount Eliza, that's a 90% owner-occupied to 10% investment. So we are slowly catching them, which means that organically our house price should push up. But given the market conditions, the current cash rate and where it's heading, no real surprise that we have come back a little bit. Now, looking ahead, what to expect? We've got the Australia Day long weekend. Guys, we can expect a lot more sales to trickle through. We've had 25 listings for 8 sales this year. So 25 listings have come on in January and 8 sales have only occurred. That's, if you look at that as a strike rate, we're close to 30%. So, there's not many, that's not a good strike rate. We don't want to be at 1 in 3 properties selling when they go to market, but there's a lot of properties planned to go to auction and a lot of campaigns closing their offers or their expressions of interest. So it'll be no real surprise. You'll see a lot more sales happening end of Jan, early February, which is great. For the Australia Day weekend, guys, I hope you have a fabulous time. If you're going away, drop some comments below where you're heading. Enjoy yourselves. I'm lucky enough to get away with a few mates and my girlfriend and their partners, which will be good fun. So that'll down to Paynesville. But guys, I'm just going to run through one more thing. The bigger picture, these numbers highlight a vibrant and balanced market, and that is the reality we are currently in. I feel like last year there was a bit of a lull, a bit more uncertainty. There's a lot more certainty in the market right now. Sellers know what they're doing. They're realistic. There's not as much vendor discounting, and buyers are there to make offers. And when there's interest, when you're pricing your property right, and when buyers come after it, they'll actually buy it. So when you have a plan in place, you have strategy A and you go with it, buyers are actually accommodating around it. And as we said, with the interest levels that we're getting, it is good. Now, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up short and sharp, 10 minutes. If you've been watching this far, thank you very much. If you need anything, any of our properties online, if you're there for you, feel free to give me a call. If you need anything for your property specific, and if you have any questions or any comments or any feedback, please drop them in the comments below. We'd love to know your thoughts. And guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another 7 days. Have a great long weekend. I'll see you next time.